Today, you'll witness real events captured on camera that no one can explain. From eerie apparitions to terrifying encounters, these are the most unexplainable moments ever filmed. An unsettling incident happened in a warehouse somewhere in Birmingham, where a female worker was unaware of the danger lurking in the darkness. All of a sudden, she was being pulled away by an invisible force that was strong enough to take her away with ease. She began to scream in fear. After a while, she barely managed to set herself free and ran out of the place. When she told the manager that someone had dragged her, he went to look around but could not find anyone. Later, when they checked CCTV footage, they were left speechless. What do you think about it? Tell me in the comments section. Creepy witch. A boy was experiencing something creepy in his house somewhere in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. He decided to record it on camera to share it on the internet. Suddenly, the door of his house opened on its own, as if someone had pushed it. After a while, a frightening entity with long, tangled hair, glowing eyes, and an eerie, witch-like face appeared, staring at him. She pushed the door to let herself in, but then faded away. Moments later, it reappeared inside his room, looking at him with red, glowing eyes, and then disappeared again. What would you do if you ever encountered such a creepy creature? Invisible force. On November 14th, 2015, two sailors were waiting for the ship at the port when they experienced something truly heart-stopping. One of them was on a phone call when an invisible force pulled him back into the water. He fell on the ground. However, the other sailor also tried to hold him, but the force was so strong that it pulled the sailor into the water. The other sailor went inside to seek some help when the force threw him back, and fortunately, he was safe. When the CCTV footage circulated online, the netizens suggested it was a hoax. Kuntilanak. One night, a paranormal investigator was wandering in the outskirts of Singapore to record something supernatural on camera. He entered an abandoned hospital building when he heard a strange sound coming from a room. He saw a spine-chilling figure who had tangled black hair and a distorted red face. Out of fear, he hurriedly ran away by reciting something in Arabic. When he shared this video on YouTube, the viewers claimed that maybe it was Kuntilanak, a vengeful female ghost from Singaporean folklore who passed away during birth and is notorious for haunting abandoned places. Skinwalker. A shattering moment was captured by a CCTV camera of a house when a woman was collecting clothes from the rack, unaware of the danger lurking outside her room. When she went away, a creepy creature emerged and passed by the window. It was crawling on its limbs, with not even a single hair on its head, unlike any human. When she watched this video, she was left blindsided for a moment, then shared it online, and the viewers suggested that it might be a skinwalker. What do you think? Comment below right now. Hanako-san. A group of students captured an eerie incident in a college in Toshima, Japan. They were going to the washroom when they stumbled upon something terrifying. A strange pale face was lurking beside the wall of the washroom. Out of curiosity, one of them peered from the top of the washroom to see who was standing inside, but to their surprise, there was no one there. Then who was that pale face they saw a moment ago? They shared this video on TikTok, and one of the commenters said it was Hanako-san, a female schoolgirl ghost from World War II. A shapeshifter. A strange moment was captured by a CCTV camera of a house in Phoenix, Arizona. Two brothers were sleeping peacefully in their room when suddenly they woke up to a sound coming from their basement. They went downstairs to check and left completely shocked after seeing an unknown girl in the basement. All of a sudden, a creepy creature with a distorted face, long arms, and legs unlike any normal human emerged behind and leapt towards the girl. As they tried to help her, the creature rushed towards them, and they barely managed to escape that place. Later, they informed the police, handed over the girl to them. Then it came out she had been missing for 2 weeks, but the mystery of the creature remains to be solved. And why was it chasing after her? Horrifying creature. In Indonesia, a man was on a live stream in his room when something spooky left him dumbfounded. He was so busy with the live stream, unaware of a creature behind him. A black creature having glowing eyes, black teeth, and messy hair resembling a witch was peeking from his shoulder. He felt that someone was behind him, but it seemed as if he could not see it, and he ignored it. Commenters quickly dismissed it as a hoax. Vanishing figure. A spine-chilling moment was recorded by a CCTV camera somewhere in Malaysia. A strange, shadowy figure appeared on the gate, and suddenly it passed through it, and then disappeared into thin air. It might be a ghost caught on camera, but netizens online brushed it off as a camera glitch. But I would like to know your take on it, so tell me in the comments section. Chilling encounter. A bizarre moment was captured by a CCTV camera in the lunch area of a company in Dubai, which left everyone shocked. A woman was sitting on a chair, busy with her mobile phone, when something creepy stopped her breath for a moment. A chair in front of her moved on its own, and the girl yanked back as someone invisible was pulling her. Then she tried to escape, but all of a sudden, the tables and chairs moved on their own and were thrown against the wall. Some viewers said that perhaps it was done by a ghost, considering how she was taken back. Let's not forget the chair moved by itself. Creepy woman. A strange incident happened in Brazil when a man was traveling from Rio de Janeiro to Salvador. He heard a strange sound from the back of his truck. He got out to check and left in a complete shock as he witnessed a strange woman lying in it. She did not appear to be a normal woman, as she was acting weirdly, rolling her eyes and moving her head up and down. He called the police, who were also stunned upon seeing her. They arrested her and told the man they would call him if anything came up. It's been a few weeks, and so far, nothing. Office ghost. In the following CCTV footage, a woman can be seen busy with her work on her desk when a chair lying behind her moved on its own, with no trace of wind or vibration. The woman noticed it and felt a bit scared. She was left even more stunned when a bottle lying on the desk fell on the ground, and after a while, some invisible force yanked her chair backwards. Take a look. Was it a paranormal activity or a hoax? No one knows about it as the video was shared by an unidentified source. Creepy puppet. 3 years ago, in a small town in Alberic in Spain, a young boy was playing Ouija board with his grandmother when he recorded something unsettling. They placed a puppet along with them to answer their questions. When the grandmother used the Ouija board and asked a question, the puppet mysteriously raised its arm, and the dice in front of it also moved on its own. No one knows what happened next as the video ended, leaving them scared. House purification. A man had been experiencing poltergeist activity in his house for the past 2 weeks. One day, he decided to burn Palo Santo wood and spread its smoke throughout his home to drive away negative energies, unaware that there might be consequences. As he was releasing the smoke, the cross on the wall moved on its own, and then the cabinet door opened by itself. Something even more disturbing happened next. A chair fell to the ground without anyone touching it. Out of panic, he quickly ran out of the room and decided never to attempt anything like that again. Strange forest apparition. On the 20th of September 2016, a man was passing through a dense forest in India when he encountered something bone-chilling. A dark figure appeared out of nowhere and charged at him before disappearing into the bushes. He ran as fast as he could from this place and never walked through this forest again. Later, his elders told him that this forest was haunted by a witch who often scared passers-by. Haunted cabinet. In September 2014, this peculiar footage was captured by a CCTV camera of a house in Gujarat, India. The cabinet glass shattered on its own without anyone even touching it. There was no wind, no vibration, and literally no one around. No one knew whether it was a simple accident or if something supernatural had done it. By the way, what do you think? Spooky cell. Just 2 years ago, a strange moment was captured by a CCTV camera of Yerwada Central Jail, Pune, India, showing a prisoner standing inside the cell. Suddenly, a spooky figure looking like a boy appeared behind him. He waved at the camera and then disappeared into thin air. When this video emerged online, the viewers suggested that maybe it was a ghost, or it was the spirit of a boy who was imprisoned and died in this cell, as this jail was notorious for paranormal activities. Ghostly entity. An unnatural moment was recorded by a man in the small town of Baltir, Indonesia. While he was on a video call with his wife, he was unaware that a creature with pale white skin, black hair was standing outside the window, staring into the camera with eerie cold eyes. His wife asked him about the girl she saw behind him, but when he showed her the room, there was no one else there. His wife then screen recorded the call and shared it with him, leaving him speechless when he saw the footage. After he shared this video on almost all platforms, the YouTube viewers quickly brushed it off as a hoax. Cemetery ghost. On July 18th, 2023, a paranormal investigator was exploring an old cemetery in the city of Alpine, Texas, to capture something creepy on his camera. He saw someone sitting on the bench. It was an old lady with short silver hair. When he asked her if she needed any help, she didn't respond and kept eerily staring at him. He heard a noise, and as he looked away, the old woman mysteriously disappeared. He went to investigate the sound and saw a shadow moving on the ground. Thinking it was the same old lady, he got closer, but just like the creepy woman, the shadow also mysteriously disappeared. He never found out who the woman was or who that shadow belonged to. Spooky swings. 7 years ago, a man was driving back to his home along with his wife when they came across something creepy in Cheeseman Park in Denver. A swing was swaying on its own like a ghost or something more creepy. Out of fear, he stepped on the accelerator and drove away, but to their horror, 2 miles ahead, they came across another swing rocking back and forth. They recorded the moment and shared it on TikTok, and one of the commenters claimed that this park was built on a graveyard, which is why at night, this area becomes haunted. Haunted clown. Recently, a strange moment was captured on a live stream by a couple from Bardstown, Kentucky, when they visited a haunted doll museum. As they entered a room filled with clowns and dolls, many of which had been sent by the families claiming they were possessed, they noticed that a clown moved on its own. Initially, the man drew a chalk line, thinking their minds might be playing a trick on them. However, to their shock, the clown hunched over the line again. The woman began hollering in fear, and together they ran out of the room and decided never to visit that place again. Haunted apartment. In 2023, an unusual incident happened to a girl who had just shifted to an apartment she got for a cheap price in Nerima City, Tokyo. She was sleeping when a loud sound from downstairs woke her up. So she went to check. And this is what she captured. A dark figure with only its head and shoulders. She tried to talk to it, but it didn't respond. She recorded the video as proof to show it to the landlord and get a refund, thinking there was an intruder in her home or the house could be broken into easily. The owner was terrified when he saw the video, and without any arguments, gave her the full sum back. Statue face. A terrifying moment was captured by a school guard in New Delhi just a year ago when he came across something bone-chilling inside the storeroom. His flashlight showed a strange, unnerving face with a bald head and sunken eyes lying on the desk inside the room. It was a grayish figure that was staring at him. That scared him, but after he composed himself, he moved closer, thinking there was an intruder inside the school, but he was relieved to know it was just a statue and not a ghost as he feared. He threw it on the ground and came out with his heart racing. Poltergeist activities. These videos were shared by a TikTok user, Tristan8104, who experienced some paranormal activities for some days at his home in Caleta Tortel, Chile. One morning, he was recording his cat when he captured something disturbing. The curtain's railing began to close by itself, leaving him completely shocked. A few days later, as he was getting ready for bed, he saw his bedroom door move as if an invisible force was closing it. He shared these videos and asked the viewers if someone had any explanation. One of the commenters suggested that the curtains could be automatic. That is why they moved on their own, and the door's handle could be tied with a string that was closed by someone standing outside the room, and he misled the viewers. Unusual encounters. On the 6th of June 2024, a group of friends were on a live stream at night when they experienced something unsettling. At first, the girl's chair was yanked by something invisible. Then suddenly, behind someone else, a creepy figure emerged out of nowhere and was looking toward him. It had wide open eyes, raised eyebrows, and a clenched jaw with exposed teeth. Perhaps they experienced something paranormal during the live stream, or maybe they were just grabbing the attention of viewers. Possessed security guard. A spooky moment was recorded by a security guard who was on his night duty in a school in Bogor, Indonesia. He was filming a mini vlog when all of a sudden he started acting eerily as if he were being possessed. His whole body was shivering like it was controlled by someone else. After a while, he woke up and couldn't tell where he was or what had happened to him. The reason he uploaded the video was to show the people that he had been experiencing these possessions for the past 2 days. But there were some who questioned the timing of the incident, claiming it was staged. What do you think? A ghost.
Oh, it's okay. It's not there. It's not there. It's only in the mirror.
8 years ago, a strange video went viral on YouTube showing a ghost caught on camera. A woman was in the washroom when she started screaming. Her daughter came, but there was nothing unusual. Suddenly, her eyes turned eerily black. They both were scared. However, her daughter was trying to calm her down. Then something even more disturbing happened. A creepy man wearing a long black coat, a bald head, a long nose, and a pointed face appeared behind her. Her daughter searched everywhere to know who that was, but didn't find anyone in the house.
Nothing's wrong. Nothing's there. Mom, nothing's there.
Just look.
What do you mean?
Invisible patient. A creepy CCTV footage surfaced on the internet back in 2023, in which a security guard of a clinic was sitting at his desk, when all at once he stood up and started talking to someone, but there was no one there. He even wrote down the person's name and asked whoever it was to wait until he checked whether the doctor was busy or not. When he came back, there was no one there. He thought the person might have left. But the next day, he was asked by his supervisor who he was talking to. The guard said it was a 35-year-old man called Javier who came for a routine checkup. But when he was shown the CCTV footage, he was shocked. So, did he encounter the ghost of a former patient? Comment below. Unknown entity. Back in 2023, a family was chattering together, and one of them began to record their video just for a memory when something uncanny caught his attention. An unknown figure appeared out of nowhere and could be seen walking in the kitchen before suddenly vanishing into the wall. It was wearing a long white dress and had a pointed face. He quickly moved forward to record what it was, but could not find anything. Maybe it was a ghost, or something even scarier, leaving the family terrified. Creepy hospital. A couple of years ago, some paranormal moments were captured by hospital staff in Abu Dhabi. The lights were flickering in the hallway, and suddenly, a harrowing scream echoed through the walls of the hospital. A nurse captured the objects falling from the shelf on their own, if someone was pushing them off. A blurry figure was also seen in the CCTV camera walking in the lobby. The equipment trolley was spotted moving on its own. The viewers online suggested that maybe it was haunted by the restless souls of the patients who passed away in this hospital. Spooky exercise machine. On 5th July 2023, a strange video was captured by a bystander somewhere in Novena, Singapore. An exercise machine was moving on its own, as if some supernatural force was moving it continuously. When he shared this video online, the commenters claimed that maybe it was overgreased, or perhaps someone moved it before recording the video to grab the viewer's attention. Push by unseen. A boy was coming out of the bathroom when something terrifying happened, and he barely managed to save himself. A bizarre shadow appeared just behind him and shoved him. The boy turned back to see who pushed him, but there was no one behind. He closed the door and moved away. Have you ever experienced anything creepy like that? Let me know in the comments. Angry spirit. In 2022, an unusual moment was captured by a CCTV camera of a house showing a young boy playing a video game on his PlayStation. All of a sudden, someone invisible pulled his chair back. It seemed like he was frozen in the chair. He tried his best to get up, but could not. Then, suddenly, the things around his room started falling from the shelves, and the CCTV camera also began to tremble. He barely managed to run out of the room. Agitated ghost. Something truly unsettling was captured in this CCTV footage showing a girl working peacefully on her workstation. Suddenly, someone invisible pulled her chair, and she began to behave weirdly. There was no one present except a blurry shadow that could be seen walking away. When she woke up, she had not remembered anything. No one knows where this incident happened, as the video was shared by an unknown source. Mysterious figure. In 2023, a security guard was on night duty in Pulau Ubin when he witnessed something very strange. While casually recording, he spotted a blurry creature in medieval attire appearing at a distance. He shared the video online for the viewers to have a guess. Some believed it was a ghost roaming near the coast, while others thought it might be an ordinary man in unusual clothing. Whatever it was, the encounter left the security guard puzzled. He informed his supervisor about the creature and went missing from that day. Devil's glimpse. A property dealer was recording a walk-around of a new apartment somewhere in New Mexico when he caught something eerie on camera. When he was filming the bathroom, a creepy figure was standing in the mirror wearing a black hoodie, having a pale white face with a visible scar on its face. He did not notice it at first, but when he replayed the video, he realized the figure. In haste, he checked the bathroom, but there was no one inside. He left stunned after capturing this creature and ran out of the apartment. What do you think about the figure? Live stream encounter. 8 years ago, a YouTuber was on a live stream in Ohio when he experienced something spine-chilling. While talking with his fans, the door behind him suddenly slammed shut. He stood up and turned off the light in the room, but as he returned to the live stream, the light turned back on by itself. At first, he did not take it seriously and laughed along with his viewers, but then something even more disturbing happened.
Like I'm watching.
It's not like we need.
Something pushed the box off the table, which really scared him, so he ran out of the room without ending his stream.
Guys, it's not like we needed any sleep or anything.
Oh
Kitchen Phantom. A man was experiencing paranormal activities at his home for some days in Paris. So he set up cameras, and one day, when he returned, he was shocked to see everything scattered around. So he checked the CCTV camera and was left completely terrified as something invisible was throwing his kitchen utensils everywhere. Cabinet doors were opening and closing by themselves. Plates were being tossed onto the floor, and the chairs were moving on their own. After seeing this video, he immediately left this apartment and moved to a new place. Ouija girls. Back in 2022, these two sisters used an Ouija board an hour ago, but nothing happened. Their cameras were set up, so once they decided to relax, that's when something unsettling happened. Both of them were using mobile phones when one of them felt someone pull her ponytail, and as she was telling her sister, the same thing happened to her. Out of fear, they jumped from their bed and ran out of the room. They could not sleep the whole night in fear of ghosts.
Something just took my hair. I'm not joking, something just took my hair.
Ouija spirits.
The spirit of a deceased person is known as a seance.
I believe this is going to be the creepiest video you will ever see. A man living in Coventry, England, tried to use an Ouija board and was left truly stunned by what happened. Suddenly, he heard a strange sound coming from the basement. He ran out of the room to check, but then heard the footsteps of something running upstairs. He trembled out of fear and ran back. After a while, he went downstairs, turned on the light, and the door next to him opened on its own. When he went upstairs again, the cupboard door opened, and the ceiling light began to rock. All this happened because he made a mistake of not saying goodbye after using the Ouija board. Uncanny encounter. A stunning video spread across the internet like wildfire and left everyone scared. A girl who claimed that she saw her mother in the kitchen, but then saw her in her closet. The creepy smile on her face made her look even more frightening. After a while, when she was about to sleep, she noticed that someone was opening her room door. However, when she went closer, she encountered her mother rolling her widely opened eyes behind the door with a pale white face. The viewers online suggested that maybe she was controlled by a demon, which is why she was behaving weirdly. Time for subscribers' pick of the day. This video shows a man standing in the hallway of the Shard, London, talking with a mysterious figure wearing a black suit. After a short conversation, the man started acting in such a way it left netizens absolutely horrified. The mysterious figure stood still, watching the man without doing anything. The man in the suit didn't move much, nor did he or it even touch the other person. When the man regained consciousness, he claimed that he was working on a secret experiment, and this man in black asked him to hand over all the documents. But when he refused, he lost control of his body and was not able to remember anything about this encounter. Maybe it was sent by some secret agency that did not want him to complete his experiment. What do you think about it? Kindly tell me in the comments box, and thank you so much for watching.